Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning. How are you? Did you sleep well? Do you have coffee? This is my first cup because these days I'm not allowed coffee until like 9:30, 10 o'clock, but it's fine. I'm doing okay. Can't you tell? Good morning. How are you, nerds? We only have a couple things to talk about, so I'm just going to kind of like open the floor out and just have a good hang for a minute. Let me know how I sound and stuff. I'm experimenting. We all experiment at some point in our lives, right? I'm in my experimental phase. So let me know how I sound. We're going to talk about more of the Stranger Things documentary. I really want to talk about the Duffers talking about how they were just under so much pressure to deliver this one script for the finale. And I don't want to be too like, oh, it's just one script. But I do want to kind of be like, it was one script and you had over 3 years. But I do want to talk about that. We do have some James Gunn to talk about today. I have some local news for my area that's very sad that I want to talk about today. And yes, I am holding one of my own mugs today. That's right. It's got some lippy sticks on it. That's fine. That's what you're here for, right? It's my Duncan, Idaho mug that you can get at the merch store. Let me, you think I'd be more prepared, but I'm not. You can get this Duncan, Idaho Arrakis runs on Duncan. I don't know if you can see it. The coffee is sparkly because it's spice coffee. You can get it at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. That's true. That's true. But yeah, we got a couple of things to talk about, which also reminded me that there was something I didn't upload. But that's what I do, right? It's fun we have. It's fun. It's fun we have. Having fun is there's no backwards way to do that, is there? No, there's not, but it's okay. It's me. I'm here and stuff. Okay, so remember, hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Did I say subscriber? Whatever. Yeah, subscribe if you're new. Ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. And make sure you have gone over to the Patreon and signed up there so you can support my latest venture. You can join me on my comic book journey. My what? My what now? It's still loading. I'm so sorry. It's still loading because things. Oh, I need to remove that. Maybe that'll help. I'll remove that. And here we go. Here we go. Let me just, we'll turn this off for a minute. And then I'll show you guys what I failed to upload before we got started. Gosh, this thing takes so long. Like any day now, winding down. Is it still, it's just, there we go. All right. So join the Patreon to discover what this is. That'll wake you up. Yeah. Go on over to Patreon. Check out my comic book stuff. But only if you love me. Only if you love me. And another thing, we're going to yell good morning at everyone. Members and supers get their good mornings first because it's only fair. It's only fair, guys. They pay extra for that sort of thing. They also pay extra for other perks like being referred to by their specific rank in the Nerdling Army. They also get fun emojis and gifts. They get early access to drops, which I will be recording my Lobo breakdown this week. They also get a community over here on YouTube, their own Discord server over on the Discords, and watch parties every Thursday. Join us there. We've got a new thing we're doing with that. You tell me what fun show everyone's talking about that you can't watch because you don't have that streaming service. You tell me, chances are I probably have it or have access to it, and we'll watch it. We'll watch it on our Throwback Thursday Theater or Thursday Theater, as long as you're a member over on the Discord. So anywho, let's yell good morning at everyone. Members first. We've got Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS, member of the Nerdling Army, member of the channel since forever. We've got Ensign Deranged Lunatic, also a member of the channel since forever. We've got, that's it for now. They again, we're a very laid back, very laid back organization. We tend to trickle in. Some of us don't get up very early. Good morning, Penny. Good morning, big time objective. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the queen herself is here. Everyone stand at attention because Miss Caro has arrived. Sorry, my nose itches. Okay. So Caro, God love her. She's who I asked y'all to pray for. She had surgery yesterday. She's my bestie, and also the editor of said comic book that I beg you to go follow the Patreon over all the time. Caro's the best. Love to have you. Good morning, my dear. I hope you're feeling well today. Tell Mikey and Raph I said hi. My nose keeps itching. Maybe it's because you love me. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, moving on. Good morning, Monique. Wonderful Wednesday to you as well. And is that all we've got for now? That's, again, we trickle in. We're tricklers. And you should feel important because you is important. Madam. Do I want things? Oh, yes. Hold on. I got to do something real quick. Because it's important. It's like people don't remember that I go live at this time. Okay. So, let's turn down the music. Let's turn down the music. So what'd you guys think of my new... Oh, that was abrupt. Every time, it's so abrupt. What'd you guys think of my new little thing for the comic book? I personally love it. I think everyone should love it as well. Let's... Nadja is texting me. We should tell her that I am live. How do I do this? Because, see, look, I tap this thing here, and it doesn't do the thing it says it's going to do. Welcome to your grandmother trying to use an iPhone. Hey, I'm live right now. The answer is yes, but also I'm live now, and I love you. Bye-bye. There. I think she gets it now. All right, guys. like I said, there's not a whole lot going on right now. So I figured we'd kind of open the floor up to just kind of hang for a sec. You know, you know. So I do want to talk about this real quick. If there's something you guys want to like throw out there in the chat, go for it. Go nuts. Go nuts, kitties. But for now, I want to throw this up here. This makes me so sad. This is my local theater. This has been here since 1992. 1992. This theater was built the same year that I moved to Farmington. The true story. And when it was first built, it was Carasota's Showplace 4. And the tickets were 75 cents. And they came on one of those, like raffle ticket things. That's what it was. It was like an actual ticket. It's just 1992, dude. Like, it was a huge deal. The only other theater in the county I live in was in one town over called Flat River, which honestly, the name of that town doesn't exist anymore. It was annexed and now it's called Park Hills, which people like Dave refuse to accept and still call it Flat River. I'm like, it's been over 30 years. I need you to make peace with it. Okay. It's doesn't exist anymore. So, now I will say that the last several times I've gone, there's not been many people there. And you guys have heard me sing the praises of the people that work at this theater. These people are amazeballs. They are so kind. They really go above and beyond. They make you just absolutely feel so important. When I go, at least me, when I go, they make me feel like a friggin' celebrity. I went to see Deadpool Wolverine and I wanted to buy the popcorn bucket. They were out because these little a-holes keep going in and buying up all the popcorn buckets and not going to see the movie. That just feels wrong to me. They said they had cups. So I got the cup and they gave me a free popcorn. Like, they felt bad. And so I said, okay. So I gave them some podcast stickers and they were like, oh my God, this is you. And they were so excited. Like, they treated me like a celebrity. And after that, every time I went in, they were just, and I'm not saying just because I have a podcast, they were super nice to me. I have seen them go out of their way for anybody who goes in there. There was, an elderly disabled couple who went in to see a film, and they would have these ushers who would come in and check on them every once in a while and get them refills, get them snacks, ask them if they needed help to the restroom. Of course, they did it without disturbing the other, moviegoers, but just wonderful, big smiles, so happy to be there and be working there. They truly love their job. This, as I said, was built 1992, never updated. 4 screens. Oh, look, it's Nadja. What a coincidence. Good morning, Nadja. I was trying to text you, and it was not working because 1, nails. 2, it's like trying to get your grandma to use a phone. Like, I'm like, yeah, no. Okay. So love you. So glad you're here. So one of the biggest complaints I saw on this thread, of course, on Facebook, because I swear to God, no one in my area, God bless them, bless their hearts, no one in my area is aware that there are other social media platforms outside of Facebook and TikTok. And so of course this is on Facebook, and the whole thread is people I know, like personal friends of mine, people I know that are bitching and complaining that, well, they haven't updated. I mean, of course, people are going to drive an hour or so up to St. Louis to Ronnie's show place because it's been updated. Listen, Sandra, like, I don't think you understand how money works. I get that you want it updated. You want the reclining seats. You want more screens and all this shit. First of all, it's already in a location, a property area that's surrounded by other things. So riddle me that one. Are you going to build it on top? I don't know how that's going to work. Second of all, how are they going to afford to update anything when your fat ass isn't going to the theater anymore? Like, you sit there and you complain that they're not updating the Slurpee machine or the carpeting or whatever. You're not going there and giving them your money anymore. How are they going to do that? I do not, I don't understand how some of these people think sometimes. Like, listen, I love my area. I love where I live. I do. Don't misunderstand me. Um, I've, let me put it this way. I've had a love-hate relationship with this area for many, 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 many years. And the area in which my characters live, heavily inspired by where I live. Heavily inspired. It's quiet here for the most part. It's cheap to live here for the most part. And we have a very fuck you, we do what we want attitude. And during the never ending year that never happened, 2019 till now, COVID, of course, I'm talking about, that served us quite well. It really did. But speaking as someone who was born very different, who was considered an outsider because we moved to here, even though my grandfather is from here and I do have family here, and someone who owned a brick and mortar business, there is a very certain type of thinking here that it goes just this direction, and that is it. And if you try to explain to them, let me tell you how economics works. Let me tell you how local economics works. They're not going to listen to you, like, whatsoever. And in fact, the majority of it is it's kind of like I'm trying to stay on track, and if I keep paying attention to the chat, I'm trying to, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but reserve that for let's check in with the chat times, because I am a squirrel at a rave. Like Monique says, you live in a small town under 20,000 population. No, Facebook dominates small town gossip. You're absolutely entirely correct. So the county I live in is roughly 70,000 people. That's the county. The town I live in is around 11 to 12,000 people. And they like the idea of a feel-good story, but they're more likely to share your mugshot and gossip about that than they are, oh my gosh, look at her go. She's opened her own business. She's opened her own salon after years and years and years of paying her dues and all this other crap that she suffered and struggled through. Look at that. That's amazing. Let's go support her. Yeah, no. They're more likely to share a mugshot. They really like talking about how you have fallen on your face and made really horrible decisions. Like trying to get people on my personal Facebook who actually know me, trying to get them, like, a good amount of, like, I can get one or two of them to share stuff about the comic book and the channel and stuff. But expecting them to share this stuff is like that's just straight out. That's just not going to happen whatsoever. So, exactly. They don't understand how these basic economics work whatsoever. Good morning, my partner. Remember, today is mid roast. So after this, you go to Latino Slant, and I'm adding this to my roasts. So yes, crab in a barrel. I left this area at a young age, and I lived all over. I lived in Hawaii. I lived in Texas. I explored a bit, and then I came back, and it was like culture shock how weird this kind of big fish, little pond kind of mentality. So I see this post that the only theater we have, it is tiny, 4 screens, small screens, but it's all that we have, closing down. And the whole thread is nothing but that's what you get. That's what you get. And I'm kind of here with, I'm on the side of the Chamber of Commerce here. And usually that's not something I do. I think the Chamber of Commerce is a scam. Why? Because I was a member of a Chamber of Commerce, and absolute scam. Absolute scam. And an example of that is Hollywood Walk of Fame. Remember what I said? The only thing that matters is you pay them $83,000 and they will put your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's how that works. And you definitely pay it to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. That's what that is. So this is the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. And it says, we have confirmed that the local movie theater will be closing at the end of this month. 2-week notice. 2-week notice. That's it. So I turned 40 and forgot how to swallow my own saliva. It's no big, but it's a huge tragedy for Dave. Oh, I set myself up and then totally wasn't ready for the. Oh man, that was a really good one. Anyway, so I weirdly see myself siding with the Chamber of Commerce. We have confirmed that the local movie theater will be closing at the end of this month. Businesses have a responsibility to earn a customer's loyalty. That is true. But it's times like these that are an important reminder of how much local businesses depend on local support. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, this area sucks at that. And if for some strange reason a local person is watching this, chances are your ass knows where I live. Come fight me. I don't care. You know I'm right. Where were you when I owned my salon? Did you come once, twice in the 3-4 years that I owned it? Haircut was $25 and you came once. That's what she said. I'm here all day. Anyway, this is how this area is. And they're all blaming the theater. But it's times like these are an important reminder how much local businesses depend on local support. When we choose local, we choose to invest in our community. Another thing that the people around here don't seem to understand. Farmington is also a community that continues to grow. While change can be bittersweet, it often opens the door for new opportunities, ideas, and experiences to take shape in the future. While at the moment there is a void, this is also becomes a great opportunity for a savvy business person. Now more than ever, supporting local matters. Listen, if you don't understand it, let me explain it to you now. When you buy at a local in your community brick and mortar business, you are putting money back into the pockets of the people that live here. They take that money and they spend it at another local business. They put the money back into the community. That is how you build up your local community. You give it back to each other. But y'all are spending it all on Amazon. Listen, I get it. I do. I'm an Amazon affiliate. I'm an Amazon influencer. I understand that. I'm a merchant. I have stuff for sale online. There are some things that you cannot get here locally. But if you can, you need to go to your local community and you need to purchase it locally. It starts in your local town. If you want to fix the whole country, if you want to fix Hollywood, you want to fix everything, you need to start in your local town. That's how it happens. But you are steady giving your power away to people who don't even know you exist. That is just dumb. Just dumb. And the fact that so many people in this area are not only ambivalent or even cheering that this place is ending. How stupid are you? That's not only a family that has lost their business and their livelihood, but those are like at least 20 people that have lost their jobs or more. Those people lost their jobs. That is money that was being put back into your community. Not to mention this place. The first time I hung out with my lifelong best friend was at that movie theater. The first time I saw The Crow, The Lion King. I mean, we're talking about formed memories was here at this movie theater. First date with my first husband, whom I had my children with, that movie theater. I mean, I could go on and on and on. The night I got engaged, that movie theater. This place is a landmark of this area. And I see these people I know. One of my cousins are like, well, it's your own fault. You didn't update it. Well, your dumbasses weren't going and supporting your own local community. And like I said, this is a small area. Chances are you know that person. You know the person that owns that. And you're not putting money back into it because of you think you know so much because of some newspaper told that the newspaper that you're reading from what, like Washington, D.C., New York, L.A., they don't know about you. They don't know about your town. They don't know you exist, and they don't care. Okay? They don't care. They think that LA and New York makes up the entirety of the United States of America. Well, guess what? It ain't fucking true. Okay? It's not true. It just makes me so angry. Like, how can you be so stupid, so willfully ignorant that you would shit on your own town? Shit on your own town. This is, believe it or not, folks, movies, cinema, that is culture. That is culture, especially for a small, low-income, rural town like this. Not just town, for a county. There are no other movie theaters in this county. There are none in the surrounding counties. There are none in Iron, in St. Gen, in what's another one that's nearby. Like I'm too upset to even really think, but you'd have to drive about 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get to another movie theater. And you're celebrating this. You're saying, well, they should have changed the carpets. They should have updated this. They should have updated that. Like, are you out of your damn minds? That is your fault. That is your fault. You were too good to support a local business. You were too good. Well, their concessions went up. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Because you weren't going to the damn movies. You weren't going to the movies. So what? Get a girl with a big purse, stop at the dollar store, stock up, buy a ticket, get yourself popcorn and a drink, go watch a damn movie. But this right here, I think the thing that upsets me the most is really the people that I've known my whole life just complaining in the movie theater that the theater itself was outdated. I'm like, oh, really? Shut the fuck up. I mean, seriously. Seriously, you're like 400.5 pounds. You're mad that they don't have a couch for you to sit on. That's what you're mad about. That's not their fault. That's yours. That is your fault. You're mad at the movie theater? Get off it. Seriously, get off your ass. Go for a walk or something. If I can do it, I have one leg in a skeletal system that really just wants to climb into the earth and stay there. And if I can do it, what is your excuse? I've got no time for that nonsense. No time for it. But the good news, a very old good friend of ours, who's actually a superintendent for a school district in a neighboring county these days. Ron Farrow, God love you, superhero. He was really close with Dave. They're still good friends. He commented on this thread, and I really should have put the picture up, but I'm going to read you what he said, because I was like, hells yes. Like I am all about this. And knowing this guy, they already own like the big fancy florist in town. Like, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but the big fancy florist, that's a big deal here. It's been here a million years. They own that, and they own a salon behind it. My salon was in a different town, so I still like them. It's fine. But he's also a superintendent, and they're doing okay financially speaking. But Ron commented, and he said, I'm certainly interested in bringing a new theater to Farmington with 10 screens, including one IMAX, as well as a small arcade. This is a prime location for it done right. And the chamber responded with, we know some land and a potential location. So they're already talking about it. I, of course, told them I want to help whatever I can do. I don't know what I can do. I mean, buying food right now is a challenge. But I mean, this is sad. And with the Netflix purchase, stuff like this is going to get even worse. Movies are not staying in theaters long enough. They're going to streaming too fast. They're stealing the FOMO. They're stealing the opportunities for people who work in theaters to have a job. They're stealing this art form. They're stealing this experience. This is not just going in a room and looking at a movie on a really, really big screen. This is a shared experience with other humans. This is important. This is culture. This is like baseball fading away. Prove me wrong, but I don't think you can. Losing movie theaters is losing a very vital part of American culture. And I'm just so upset about it. And it's kind of like any tragedy, you never think it's going to happen to you. I certainly didn't think we'd be one of the first. This is just absolutely tragic. And especially to see people I know, cheering it on in the comment section. I fucking hate Facebook. Let me just make that very clear. I dislike Facebook with a flames on the sides of my face. to quote Madeline Kahn. I really dislike Facebook. Facebook is where AI goes to proliferate and convince your parents and grandparents and very, very, very gullible, stupid people that it's real. And not just that, it's just, it's icky. I hate Facebook so much. So much. It's just, ugh. And those, what's happening? What's going on in St. Francis County? What's happening in St. Francis County? I hate those pages. Do you guys have those in your area? The what's going on pages, the gossip pages for your area? And there's always that lonely middle-aged cat lady who is just lives on it. Like, does anyone know what's going on in the parking lot of Burger King off Karsh and Leroy or whatever it's called? I saw a guy carrying a bag. What's that about? Hate those things. But anyway, please go to movies. Please go to the theater. It's part of our culture. Let's check in with the chat. I felt that in my soul. Felt it in my soul. I'm going to check in. Buenos dias, Fernando. Good morning, Omare. He says movie theaters that mostly play independent films have it much harder because they don't play the big blockbusters. I hear you, buddy. Monique, even if they had updated all that, people still wouldn't show up. Exactly. It's the same people that couldn't be bothered to share a post that their best friend, people they go around telling everyone, that's my best friend. Their best friend, their cousin opened a salon and they couldn't be bothered to share it, hype it up in any way to help get more business. And they couldn't be bothered to go to their family member to get a haircut or anything like that. More than once or not at all. These are the same people. They will find a reason to justify their inaction. And at the risk of going political, for me, that is the entirety of that very liberal movement. You know, there's nothing there. There's nothing holding it together. There's nothing but justification for inaction. See, that's it. That's the reason why that's happening. Yeah, no, it's a bunch of crap. Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS. They will be nostalgic for it in 5 years. No kidding. They're the ones who own vinyl records and no record player. Caro, your voice eases me into a daze. Does it? Nadja said the same thing. I think my voice sounds so nasally and annoying. True story. Cannot stand the sound of my voice. Backyard TARDIS. My business is dependent on being those local Facebook pages. Dude, that was my salon. That was my salon. And it was the absolute bane of my existence because, again, they don't even realize that there's other social media platforms out there. It's Facebook, TikTok, maybe Instagram, you know? Nobody likes to say it. To me, this is what my voice sounds like. I am DanielleSoncasie. That's me. And now she's asleep. All right, guys, leave your questions, comments, emotional outbursts about me losing a big part of my life. Like, guys, it is hard enough to get Dave to it has been, I'll say this, because the place is closing in 2 weeks. And what am I going to go see in the next 2 weeks? Like, nothing. But it has been hard enough over the last 8 years to get Dave to go see any movie. Like the last movie we saw together was Superman, and that was like a struggle. He does not like going, he falls asleep. He hates going to the movies. He hates spending money. Period. And he hates driving places like long distance. He just likes staying home. Okay. He's typical middle-aged dad. But now we are going to have to really drive out of our way. Like it would have to be an event to go to, pardon me, to go to see a film. And that is going to take me like possibly 60 to 90 business days. And oh man, it's gonna take some doing, some bureaucratic forms filled out in triplicate. I'm gonna have to start a GoFundMe, not just for the comic book, but for me to be able to go see Dune 3, Avengers Doomsday, Street Fighter, Godzilla -0. Like I'm just gonna have to like sail the high seas now, because what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? No one sends me screeners anymore. And that's something I told Dave. Said if Ron builds a theater, I better get screeners. I better get screeners, or I will. So, anywho, we're gonna have to move on, because I will be on this all day. I don't think you guys realize just how upset about this I am, and how my community is handling it. I think the thing I like best about my area is that I don't go out and interact anymore. Like, you guys are my community now. Like you this is the only like human interaction I get anymore. If I have to go to the store, it's like running in and running out. Like if we see someone that we know, I will duck, dive, dodge, weave, and dodge. So I didn't get caught in a conversation, because let me tell you something, not nobody that lives around here, maybe two people that I know that live here actually know what I'm up to these days and kind of care. That's it. The rest of them, no idea. So when I go out to the store, I look like a homeless person, first of all. And I'm just like in and out. I don't interact. I don't care. I don't want to talk to you. Hang on. And this stuff right here, prime example as to why. Okay. See, I warned you. I would be on and on and on about it. Okay. So Ryan Coogler shares an update on his X-Files reboot. It will have Monster of the Week episodes alongside an overarching conspiracy. Good sign, because that's what X-Files was. Episodic with overarching. Good morning, Lieutenant Kino Reviews contributing editor. Kino Reviews trying to share. You just missed my 45-minute rant. I am in a special mood today about my local theater closing and me not being able to go watch movies in the theater anymore. So Ryan Coogler, you got your overarching conspiracy with your Monster of the Week episodes. He got advice from Vince Gilligan on approaching TV. His next project, Black Panther 3, is after X-Files. He's enjoying the pressure from fans. There's a lot of really smart people that I don't want to let down, he says. He's a big fan of Gillian Anderson, and David Duchovny won't comment on their returning. And that comes from the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. A lot of mixed feelings. I am a huge X-Files fan. That should be a surprise to no one. Huge X-Files fan. Disney doesn't exactly have world's greatest track record. And I'm kind of over all these reboots and redos and like, come on, let's do something original, s'il vous plaît. What do you guys think? I mean, I like what he has to say about it. It does give me a little bit of hope. I have heard that it's going to be in universe if we have a new set of partners. But I do like that it's going to be episodic with an overarching conspiracy. That's really good. That's really good. But let me know what you guys think. We're going to touch on something else. Oh, where did it go? I thought I had it. Let me look in here. Nope, can't find it. So I'll just say it out loud since I can't find it. Let's check in with the chat. Kino says, wait and see like Buffy, I guess. Yep, like Buffy. Omari, will this be anything like that Twilight Zone reboot? I don't know. And that just kind of disappeared, didn't it? Like it was there and then it was gone. Caro, I hope they have good writers in it. Right? And Disney, they're like, what's a writer? Monique, I am always skeptical, but it could be good. I would watch an episode before I judge. And that's what I do. I always watch it before I judge. However, that Starfleet Academy, I'm already judging hard. That does not look enjoyable to me. Dani, did you see my comment? No, I didn't. I apologize. Okay, guys. Caro's asleep. So, again, guys, especially Hunter, just to FYI, sometimes the comments get going and I'm trying to look straight ahead so I can stay on target, and the comments get going and stuff. If there's a super chat, it shows up like really bright teal, like a big bright teal box that shows up in my peripheral really bright, and it grabs me right away. So just FYI, if you want to grab my attention like immediately, super fast, the supers really work. And members show up a different color too. Latino Sled, we want original stories. We do, but I gotta say, X-Files, man, that's why I'm so torn. That's it. Everybody's a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites because, you know, I will be the champion for I want original things. I want original stories. But you're like, hey, X-Files, I'm listening. But also, I'm falling for it. Why am I falling for it? Super sucks. You know, been burned too many times by Paramount. They dropped the ball with Strange New Worlds after episode 4, season 1 for me, and didn't bother watching Picard season 3 after they did what they did in season 2. You need to watch Picard season 3. I can't talk to you about anything anymore until you watch Picard season 3 because it's incredible. They did amazing. Terry Matalas is a magician. He's an absolute magician. He's amazing at what he does. And Terry Matalas, I trust. Okay. Okay. Um, I heard that, or I read that James Gunn was the most watched director on Letterboxd, and Superman was the most obsessively rewatched movie on Letterboxd. So I just have a couple questions. Like, one, I barely know what Letterboxd is, and I've just been kind of putting off on really like looking into it and making my own, because I already have so much shit to keep up with. And when I get overwhelmed, I just shut down entirely. Like, and now I need a nap. I'm not going to update anything because I have too much to keep track of. I finally checked the website the other day to update it about the comic book, and noticed I already had. I have been told that my website sucks, though. Thank you, Polly. There's just, it's so much. So, first of all, is Letterboxd that important? The only thing I ever see about Letterboxd is, you know, celebrities just kind of patting themselves on the back or telling each other, Was this important? I don't know." The only reviews I think I would even care about on Letterboxd would be like, uh, what's her name? Where Iman Vellani? Like, she seems to be pretty, normal. Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS says Letterbox is streaming service for film nerds. So it's a streaming service. Okay. So it's not important. Is it important? I don't know. I don't know. I'm so confused. But apparently it's like this big deal. I'm again, I like the only work of James Gunn's that I've been like, I do not like that, has been Peacemaker season 2. Didn't like it. That was just, you shit the bed on that one, pal. Like, awful. Superman was okay. Was it terrible? But I also don't believe it was to the level that was required for a Superman movie, especially, his inaugural go in a new DC studio. Just wasn't good enough, in my opinion. It was okay. I've rewatched it once, I think. I just can't imagine watching it like over and over and over and over and over again. Like that, I don't see it as being that good. There are so many movies and directors to choose from. I like James Gunn, but I can't see him as being the most watched director on an entire streaming service. Like, were there not many other choices? What other options are there on Letterboxd that James Gunn was like it? You know, I have questions. I have questions. Questions. And I'm not trying to sit here and, really bash him, because he's done some great work. I really like Brightburn. I liked the Suicide Squad a lot. I liked Peacemaker season 1. It's awesome. I really, really love it. I do. I just the Guardians movies, man, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 especially is just like so well done. But lately he's just not been great. He's tired, I think. He's tired. And speaking of tired, Backyard TARDIS, Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS says Letterbox was Rotten Tomatoes before Rotten Tomatoes, and a little bit like IMDb. Interesting. Interesting. I don't want to pay for stuff though. I can't afford it. All right, moving on. So I want to talk about this because I think it's a bigger conversation. So I still haven't finished the documentary, but I do want to have a deeper conversation about the Duffers and the ChatGPT and this quote here. So this is a quote from this article down here from the Hollywood Reporter. It says Stranger Things documentary director on whether the Duffer brothers used ChatGPT while writing the script. He says, well, there's a lot of chatter where social media users are like, we don't really know, but we're assuming. But to me, it's like, doesn't everybody have it open to just do quick research? No, not everybody. How can you possibly write a storyline with 19 characters and use ChatGPT? I don't understand. And the Duffers have also come out and said that they were under a lot of pressure. And they struggled to get it done because they were under so much pressure. Like we had to use it. We had to for research and all this stuff because we were under so much pressure. And to that, my brain immediately goes to, you had 3.5 years. You had 3.5 years. Now, I don't want to, like, they're saying that Netflix kept pushing them. They're basically blaming Netflix. They're blaming Netflix. Not basically, they are. They're blaming Netflix. And, we had all this going on and, we just had to hurry up and, rush through it. You had 3.5 years. In my humble amateur opinion, isn't that the first thing you do? Isn't that the first thing you need to do? Is write the script first. Write the script, then go do the other things. Write the script, and then you can plan. Usually having that script makes all the other stuff just a little bit easier. But they're saying that they were under just so much pressure. So I was right when we were talking yesterday or the day before, and I was like, I think it might have been the pressure got to them and they had to use ChatGPT for some help, which is what they did. So they're saying that the studio put them under too much pressure. First of all, you've been at this for 10 years, Duffers. You built it up. You did a great job for so many years. You built this incredible, huge fan base. You went to work on season 5 without a script, but they had 3.5 years in between season 4 and season 5. They were already contractually obligated to film this season. Good morning, Loki. I didn't think you'd have time for us today. Good morning, Edson Loki. The studio didn't tell them to start filming without a script. So you knew you had to film this season. You had 3.5 years in between season 4 ending and the beginning of filming season 5, and you didn't have a script. Listen, I'm not saying script writing is easy. I'm not saying script writing for a massive series like this is easy, or even, you know what I mean. But you had 3.5 years. Certainly, surely, you could have worked something out in 3.5 years. I guess I'm just not understanding, and putting it all off on Netflix, saying Netflix pressured them too much. Like, how would you know that you're going to have these 19 characters in this storyline if you didn't have a script? Like, how are you going to know all of this if you didn't have a script? Where was the script, Matt and Ross? What were you doing for 3.5 years? What were you doing? I don't understand that. I just don't. Like, if you are professional writers of this caliber, of this level, 3.5 years should have been plenty of time to come up with a script. And I guess I'm just not getting the pressure part being the excuse at this point. Just don't, because it's not an excuse. It doesn't excuse that you had all of this time. I'm pretty sure that every single writer on planet Earth has read that line, read that quote, and gone, "What? What? You cannot be serious." Ensign Loki, this documentary was a spectacularly bad idea. The Duffers watched the final cut of that documentary and said, "Leave it in. Leave it all in. It's fine. I want them to know." Lieutenant Kino reviews Star Trek The Motion Picture script was rewritten in under 5 weeks before shooting. Their excuse is invalid. I agree. You're absolutely right. Omari, they needed Gunn hovering over them to tell them that nothing gets done until the script is written. Because again, sorry, there's like something right here. Gunn even said the death of Hollywood is beginning and ending with that people filming without scripts. It's so dumb. I completely agree with him. Listen, I know this is not probably not even comparable in any shape or form, but I've rewritten a script in like a matter of days. I don't understand that, and that's just low level little old me. They have a whole team of writers. A whole team of writers. What I do you know what I do when I really need to get something done, when I really need to write something? I shut myself off in my office. I turn the lights down low. Headphones. I have playlists for specific things, vibes that I need. Put myself in the headspace, meditate, get yourself there, and just work. Quiet space. Leave me alone. Ambient music. Work. Just do it. Just do it. And my family is threatened with physical violence. if they take me out of it. When they show the Duffers in this documentary, they're like head to head, typing away, and the one guy who's making sense, what was his name? Peter something. The one guy who's making sense, they shut him up. Like, oh, 3.5 years. 3.5 years. Lieutenant Kino, what's the difference between an indie film script and a Hollywood script? One has a script and the other doesn't. Too many cooks in the kitchen regard 6 writers in a room and still no words on a page. Yet that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. That doesn't make any sense to me. Because when I have someone to bounce an idea off of, when I have someone to talk out a problem with, ideas seem to come faster. And I'm like furious, like, oh yeah, whiteboard, going crazy on the whiteboards. Yes, Caro, I love whiteboards. I don't know why you're so hard on me about that. I love my whiteboards. I still want more whiteboards. When I was watching that documentary, I was like, oh, look at the size of that whiteboard. Huge. They had a giant whiteboard. They had a team of writers. They had almost 4 years. And still, it was too much pressure. We couldn't write the script. Have you heard of drugs? I'm sorry, that was not funny. It kind of was. But like, really, nothing helped you. Nothing. Coffee, hookers, reading a book, ambient sound, nothing. Kara, you have your whiteboard. I'll have my spreadsheets. I have my spreadsheet is I have a tab open. I have 3 tabs open right now, and one of them is the spreadsheet. I promise. But seriously, 3.5 years, a team of writers, at least one of them was right on just right on the money. And there, a fat bag of Netflix cash. Money is very motivating. Like, seriously. And nothing. Anytime anyone made sense in this documentary, they shut them up. When Peter brought up, shouldn't there be demodogs and demobats and demogorgons? It would be crazy not to involve them. Shut up, Peter. Like, when what's his face? Vecna, Campbell Bauer, whatever his name is, he starts bringing up, this doesn't make sense for my character. Duffer just talks right over him, basically, shut up, Bauer. Like, anytime. Robin, Maya Hawke, she's having to remind Sean Levy, I don't know, having to remind him that no one else knows she's gay and that Vicky is her girlfriend and that she shouldn't play the character this way. She should play the scene this way. It's just, Omari, this sounds like how D&D probably wrote the last season of. Exactly. I always think, every time I hear anything that comes out of Matt and Ross's mouth, it makes me think of that interview, Game of Thrones. And he says, well, Dani kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet. No shit. I think you forgot about the Iron Fleet. It's so awful. Everything about it is just so secondhand embarrassment. They built the biggest backlot I have ever seen. For why? Because they wanted to. Because they wanted to fulfill this childhood dream. That's all that was. There really wasn't a need for it, just to waste time. They wanted to waste time and money. That's precisely what they did. Instead of actually sitting their asses down and doing their most important priority number one job of writing the effing script, they wandered around building backlots, building giant sets that made absolutely no sense. That's what they did. It just, yes, cringe, secondhand embarrassment. Ensign Loki, is the consensus now that this is just worse than Game of Thrones, or just not as big in the cultural zeitgeist? I think it's worse than Game of Thrones. I think it's way worse, because at least in Game of Thrones there was continuity somewhat. There's no continuity in Stranger Things season 5. Like, the creators of the show forgot their own continuity, and then the documentary itself just absolutely reinforces that fact. And instead of actually making the documentary about the making of the show, they make it more about the Duffers themselves, like humanizing the Duffers, so we should feel sorry for them, so we're more familiar with them, make them more three-dimensional, so we don't blame them for the absolute disaster. This is to use the language of the kids these days, this is a generational fumble. I mean, to go from the absolute historic event that season 1 Stranger Things was. I mean, I remember exactly where and what I was doing. I was cleaning and I needed some background noise on. I was like, oh, this looks kind of up my alley. I turned it on. I was mopping. And then I was like, the next thing I know, I'm sitting there holding the mop like 2 hours later. Incredible. It was absolutely incredible to go from that to hearing them say we were under too much pressure. And for 3.5 years, we were unable to write a script with a team of writers and a fat sack of Netflix cash and the world's biggest dry erase board. And with ChatGPT. Fun. Good morning, Basco Scenario. Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Caro, the documentary was Netflix saying the show was their fault. Yeah. So, you know what? You're absolutely right. Because there is no way that the Duffers had final say in that, because it did not paint them in a good light. And the Duffers have been hard going around saying that it's Netflix's fault. They put too much pressure on us. Boy, stop. You just don't possess follow through. That happens. That's something that's very common. People come out with their freshman project. They can't follow through. Sometimes that happens. They crack under the pressure of their own success. That's a real thing. That, or they discovered cocaine and parties. They liked the fame part of it and discovered that. And like, I'm sorry, too busy to write the script. Monique. Again, this proves some of the money laundering theories of the entertainment industry. Thank you. Caro, Dani, let's make a movie. You had me at movie. You had me at Dani. You had me at your face. Yes, I accept. 1,000 times yes. Let's make a movie. I have ideas and I can do special effects as well. See? See? See, I'm already saving us money. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I think that it was a lot of hubris and laziness. Hubris and laziness. Omari, so when will we get the tell all from the Stranger Things cast? You know they have sorts. Oh, I bet they do. And they all just looked so annoyed with the finale, like put off, annoyed. I don't think Millie Bobby Brown and Finn Wolfhard get along at all. She did that lie detector test with Variety and was just told Planet Earth what a bad kisser Finn Wolfhard was. Oh, that poor kid. That my daughter has had a crush on that boy since she discovered what a crush meant. Now remember, this has been half of these kids' lives. This is like their entire childhoods. This is a big deal. And half my daughter's, like more than half of my daughter's life. And she's like, he's a bad kisser. Does he know that you think that? No, but he will now. And she said it without a smile. She's like, no, he knows now. She meant that shit. She meant it. She does not like him. And so Loki, I don't think most of the younger cast will have much. I don't think so either. And Finn Wolfhard has already said, I'm going to music. I'm out of here. I'm going to music. Joe Keery, I think, is going back to music. He's good, though. He's got a band, DJ. It's really good. Caro, I bet the majority of the budget was to keep the actors quiet. That's a thing that happens. Ask Disney. Ask the mouse. Monique, can you imagine telling them in 2020, this is what I know? I know. From the highest highs, man, to like CW level BS. This is the Duffers, man. And the entire documentary, Ross Duffer just looks like this. Like he's just going to keep saying, I don't care. Whatever. It's whatever. I don't care. Total Dan and Dave did not want to be there. The only thing they cared about was the huge backlot that, in my opinion, again, amateur, unneeded. Absolutely, entirely unneeded. Did not need to exist. Kino, they took the money, went on a Columbia Bam Bam binge, had a moment of clarity of, oh crap, we got a show to make. Yeah. 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 That's it, folks. That's all she wrote. Well, if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about the Duffers claiming it was just too much pressure to come up with one script in 3.5 years, leave it in the chat below. We're going to wrap things up. If you would like to help support the channel, I have some amazing options for you. The first one is the easiest and the freest. All you got to do is hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more nerdy nonsense. Remember, I am recording a breakdown about Lobo this weekend, something like that. I am tweaking the script on that, or the breakdown itself. When I say script for a breakdown, I mean I've written his history down. It's not really a script. It's just like a history of events, like bullet points. If you can't tell, you probably can. but I'm kind of tweaking that right now. And then by the end of this weekend, I will be recording that. And I'm very excited to finally do a breakdown, my first breakdown for 2026. And of course, my members will get that several days up to a week earlier before the public. So that leads me to the other way you can support the channel, becoming a member, because you get fun perks like that, getting to see all of my pre-recorded videos up to a week before anyone else does. You also get all my behind the scenes, like outtakes, things that we're going to go to the cutting room floor, you know, all that fun stuff. I leave that for you guys exclusively to my members here on the channel. So there's that. You get fun emojis and gifts that you can leave in the chat. You get your own community over here on YouTube. You have your own Discord server over on, obviously, Discord. And is that it? Oh, no, because tomorrow's Thursday and we have Thursday theater. We have a watch party over on the Discord channel where not only do we watch your fun 90s sci-fi channel comfort watches like Farscape, like we're watching right now, but I've opened it up that if there's something you really want to watch, you do not have the streaming service, you can't afford the streaming service, Mama Dani's got you. I've got you. And we will watch it together on the Discord. So go ahead, help support the channel, sign up right now, and we'll watch whatever you want on Thursdays on the Discord channel. And it's a fun hang. I would like more than one or two of you to show up though. Anyway, there's that. There's also Cash App DanielleSoncasie, and you can use that or this QR code right here. Whoop, there it is. That QR code takes you to buymeacoffee.com/comics in and you can chip in as little or as much as you can to help support the channel, help me literally keep the lights and the internet on here because it is expensive. Or you can help with the comic book. You can help fund the comic book, which I have named Veiled Legacy. I love it. I love it. I love the name. It jumped out at me. I'm just saying. Veiled Legacy. And the first book is called Midwest Gothic. Ha! Ha 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 ha. So if you want to help with that, Buy Me a Coffee and Cash App are great ways to do it. But the best way to do it, the absolute best way, is by going to patreon.com/comics. And there are 4 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month. And each tier gives you different types of exclusive behind the scenes access to my comic book journey, developing, creating, and hopefully putting together and printing, publishing Veiled Legacy with the help of my fabulous editor, Caro Brown. She's amazing. Seriously. She took some of my ideas that were like this and said, what if you did like this? And I went, oh, and it made it like that. She's an absolute genius. Seriously. But I'm going to be emailing someone here soon and going to look into some concept art. Fingers crossed. But I need your help. I really do. Because I'm very, very poor. I am 95 hours away from AdSense monetization here on YouTube. But over at Patreon, if you sign up for one of the 4 tiers, you will be helping to fund the comic book. And I will show my appreciation for that by every 3 months for the first year of your membership. You will get exclusive merch that you can't get anywhere else. And I'm going to update all of the merch that you get, since now we have like a somewhat of a little logo, and I'm going to keep updating that. You will get Veiled Legacy merch every 3 months for the first year of your membership, and you get to be a part of it. I let you help pick out names for things and different artwork. Like when I get concept art, I'm going to put up like different options and let you vote on that stuff. So I want you to join in on this journey with me. You guys are my people. You are my people. I've told you, like, the people I actually live around and grew up with, they are not involved in this. They could absolutely care less. My family, I mean, my grandfather is really excited about it, but he doesn't really understand it. He says I do YouTube CDs and that I'm writing cartoons. I love him. He's so special and wonderful. He's an engineer, but God bless him, he doesn't understand this stuff. So listen, that's all I've got. You guys are my people, and you're the only people in the world who can honestly support me. And if I can't get you guys to help support me and help share this thing, then I won't be able to get anybody to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I need your help. Help me get this comic book made. Help me help support Veiled Legacy. Please go check out Patreon. Every Friday, I upload a new vlog telling you, showing you what I'm working on. Right now, I am in the process of starting book 2, writing the script for book 2. Really excited about that one. Really am. I worked on making a newspaper for the little town called Walnut Grove. That took me 2 hours on my dry erase board. Okay. Took me 2 hours. Super loved it. But anyway, I need you guys' help. Okay. You're my people. People help people because I love you and you love me. And that's how it's done. Right? Right? So check out patreon.com/comicsand to help Veiled Legacy get made. And then we also have comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. That's where all my merch is, like my Duncan Idaho Arrakis runs on Duncan mug. Yes, I made this myself. Ooh. Check it out. There are hundreds of nerdy inspired designs made by yours truly on this website, on seriously so many different products you will not believe. So go check out comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. I have a couple of affiliate links in the description below as well. This podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to love more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So go check out red5.bio.link today to discover more of your Red 5 family of podcasts. And everything I've told you about is on my website, comics-and.com, which Polly told me sucks. It's fine. I'm dealing with it in my own way. But if you go to comics-and.com, you can discover updates, all my reviews, my special effects looks, all of my looks from all of my breakdowns over the years, a little bit about myself and a lot about the channel over at comics-and.com. Everyone's going to sleep because of the sound of my voice. I'm going to believe. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, hashtag Red 5 family. But that's all I got for you nerds today. I hope you have a wonderful and nerdy afternoon and that you are going immediately over to patreon.com/comicsand to help support the comic book. And with that, I leave you. Keep your eyes peeled, okay? Because I heard. Oh, do not forget. In about an hour, go over to Latino Slant and check out the mid roast. You should be getting a redirect. So don't forget that. Got it? Got it? I told you, your mid roast. The week has been giving it to us, guys. It's been giving it to us good. It's time we gave back. So I'll see you there. But until then, keep your eyes peeled because I heard Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are going to get you.
Worlds like no one's ever From Star Wars stars to Marvel fights, breaking nerdy news, keeping chat up all night.